It's Ryan Bugman. Hey, if you didn't already know it, I love black widow spiders. I also use them in my programs. Not dead ones, I use live ones. So I'm always on the hunt for black widows. And on my YouTube channel, I also hunt black widow spiders. And I've got several videos up of me doing that and explaining to people the truth about black widow spiders. Well, some of you might know, some of you might not know, but my all-time record number of black widow spiders collected off of one property was 27 black widow spiders. And I've since been back to that property and, and looked, and they find them regularly. So they'll call me for a spider here or there. And I normally connect with them. Sometimes I don't need them, so I just tell them to let them alone and, find them later. We'll come back and get them later. They called me 2 days ago to tell me they had a couple black widow spiders. I told them I'd come down today, but go ahead and search and see if they can find some more. They called me yesterday to tell me they had 14 black widow spiders. So I'm on my way. I got my big old bag of containers, and I'm on my way down to this property to pick up, not collect, because apparently they've done that for me. I'm on my way to pick up 14 black widow spiders off the same property where I found 27 black widow spiders like 2 or 3 years ago. Look, anybody who tells you these spiders aren't common, anybody who tells you these spiders are deadly, anybody who tells you all this bad, horrible stuff about black widow spiders, look, they are super common. Odds are if you live in Pennsylvania or anywhere south of Pennsylvania and most parts west of Pennsylvania, you have black widow spiders living within sight of your house. If you are afraid of these things, stop being afraid of these things. If they wanted you, they'd have you. They'd find you while you're sleeping. And guess what? They don't do that because they don't know you exist. So quit worrying about black widow spiders. But I just thought it was pretty cool. I thought I'd bring you guys along on this one. Not that it's a hunt for black widows. This is a pickup and retrieval of 14 black widow spiders, possibly more by now, but 14 as of yesterday when I talked to them. They don't want to be on camera. They don't like being on. We found those 27 black widow spiders, and local media showed up because that became an event. They weren't real happy with that. So I'm not putting them on camera. We're just going to leave it as I'm picking up the spiders, and I will show you those spiders in a few minutes because I'm about a few minutes out. So hang tough, man. We're going to get there. Black widow spiders. I love these things. See you in a minute. All right, man. So I got the spiders, 15 of them, plus an egg sac. So probably looking. If we count that egg sac as viable black widow spiders, we're probably looking at 250 black widow spiders. Right there. Crazy cool stuff. This is an amazing family. They know I really dig these spiders, and they know I use them, so they're always hooking me up when they can. In this case, they went they went big. So I am taking them to lunch. So I'm going to take this whole family to lunch as appreciation for what they do, because they do a lot like this. It's a big deal to me. It's a real big deal to me. So we're going to do lunch, and then I'm going to give you guys a spider tour of the black widow spiders. Very cool stuff, man. Hope you're enjoying this. Stay with me. Ryan Bugman. Tons of cool bug fun. Okay, guys, as promised, I'm back here at headquarters, my kitchen, and I have 15 black widow spiders. So yeah, even after they talked to me yesterday, they found another one yet. There's the egg sac. Now I'm going to give you a quick tour. I'm not going to necessarily show you all 15, but what I am going to do, I'm going to show you guys some of the different stages. I'm going to make some estimated guesses maybe at how old some of these spiders are, but don't grave that hard because I'm in the process of working on a really cool Black Widow video that will actually take you through the entire life history of a Black Widow. So I will eventually do that for you in hard detail, but just for the sake of today, I'm going to take a guess on how old a few of these spiders are. I broke them into 4. There's the egg sac is in there. And then we got what I referred to as micros, even though they're not babies. They're very tiny in there. We're going to, right there's one. That's cool. I thought he was still inside the leaf. And then we got some other ones that get a little bit bigger, until we get to the ones that are just plain big. And she's in there. And I'm going to show you. I can see her right there. You can see her right there. You get the idea. She's there. So I'm going to set you up. I'm going to walk you through the Black Widows. Then I'm going to polish this video off by showing you how I set these up for display. And this is kind of interesting. And hopefully I'll remember to tell you about that right there. But I'm going to show you what I do to set this kind of stuff up when I'm going to take these things out on an exhibit. All right, so let's go, man. This is going to be fun. Okay, so step 1 is a pencil. Now, other people would use forceps and tweezers or whatever. Wild and crazy about Black Widows as far as worrying, fear. They're going to attack me. They're going to bite me. They're going to kill me. If I get really, really careless, they might bite me. And if they bite me, I'm not going to die. I'm 99% positive of that. But at the same, because Black Widows really, truly aren't deadly. Yes, bees kills people sometimes and sharks kill people sometimes. They're not considered deadly. In the case of bees, they're just venomous, and some people are more allergic than others. Black widows are not considered deadly. People get bitten by black widows and rattlesnakes and copperheads, those kind of snakes all the time, way more often than you realize. But because we don't hear about it, it's because they're not dying from it. It's if somebody dies of a black widow bite, if somebody dies from a rattlesnake, man, it is all over the newspapers. It's all over the headlines. So we hear about that instantly. So let's get in right out of the gate here, and I'm going to crack this egg sac open, and I'm going to show you in real time this egg sac. Again, it's full of eggs. I want to say there's probably, 150, 200 eggs in there. Might be less than that, but I'm still going to go with 150 to 200 eggs based on the size of this thing. It's not a real big one. It's probably about average, maybe even a little below average, because we're late season. So let's do this, man. Let's crack into this thing. Let's have some fun. Okay, so to start out, there it is in my hand. Like I said, this is not a really large egg sac. Now, for the sake of the lighting in here, because I'm in my kitchen, I'm going to put it down here. Makes it a lot easier to check it out. I'm going to put this here. Now, admittedly, I'm not going to keep this egg sac. It's also not going to overwinter. Everything in there will eventually freeze out and die, so I'm not planning on keeping this egg sac. I might put it outside, but I don't expect those baby spiders to survive at all. They're just, our winters here in Pennsylvania just get too much for them. So that's what it looks like. It's got a couple little dents in it from when the family collected. I think the kids found this one, but those eggs would still be viable. That probably wouldn't kill anything in there. They're really not nearly as fragile, I think, as people think they are. So that's what a black widow egg sac looks like, pretty close up. And then we'll move on. I'll show you one of these younger, subadults. Okay, now I have absolute faith this spider's probably going to make a run for it. She might come up out of the container and she might duck under that leaf. I don't know which, but we're going to see if we can do this. Yeah, she ducked on the leaf. That's what I thought. So we're going to roll this leaf. Try and get you nice. Oh, she's off the leaf. Okay, even better. Get you a nice close look at a juvenile black widow. That is a male. And I can tell that's a male because it already has the little pedipalps. If you look at those little clubbed thingies on the front that look like pinchers on the front, those are actually a pedipalp. Helps with mating and helps with feeding and stuff like that, but mostly with mating. So this is a young male. And as it matures a little bit, those little pedipalps, those little clubbed peds on the front, they're going to get bigger and bigger to more noticeable. But look, check out the color on that. So I can get him to sit still for a minute. Look at that. Look at the color on that. Isn't that amazing? Juvenile black widows are so pretty. They're just beautiful. And again, not the bad, deadly things that people make them. What a beautiful spider. And they get a little more and more beautiful as they go, and I'll show you that in a little bit. If I had to age this one, I'd say this one's probably 2 to 2.5 months. I might be pushing that a little bit. So we'll call it 2 months. That's probably a 2-month-old. But it's pretty small. So I could be overshooting that a little bit even. All right, this one I opened up already, obviously. This looks like it is a juvenile female. And what I want to do, and I hate to do this because I'd rather use my finger, but for the sake of the video, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use a pencil and I'm going to nudge her around a little bit. Try and get her. Yeah, that's definitely a female. If I had to guess the age on this one, I would say this female is probably also about 2 months. Notice how there's a lack of color especially on the top. She doesn't really, there is some color there. We'll see that in a minute, but it's not nearly as pretty as that other one was. And most of all, missing those pedipalps in the front. So that's important to recognize that. Doesn't have those big, long, clubbed peds in the front. So I'm going to bump her just a little bit more. I don't want to hurt her, obviously. But if I can get her, show her. Because, you know, there we go. Beautiful. Woohoo! That's the view I was trying to get. Nice. So pretty. I love these spiders. All right, so you get it. Keep moving on. Here's another one. Beauty. This is a male. Again, remember how we tell the males, females? Watch those peds out in front. You'll see they have clubs on them. That tells me it's a male. And hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful spiders. I get it. They get a bad rep. Everybody thinks they're out to get them. Everybody thinks they're going to die if they bite you. You know what? Relax, man. Spiders don't even know you exist. Spiders never, ever knew humans existed. And if a spider bites you, it's because you're a threat. Whether you mean to be or not. It doesn't have to be intentional. But if they feel that there's a threat, they're going to react. Because that's what bugs and insects do. Even if spiders aren't insects, that's what they do. They all react to food and threats and, of course, mating, but food and threat on a daily basis. Okay, here we go. This one, I believe, is a male. I see them clubs on the front. Nice. Slightly larger. No less pretty. And there's those clubs and the pedipalps. Check it. There's a good view of them. Nice. Almost on cue. Males are generally smaller. Males are going to keep this type of color. They don't turn solid black like the females do. A northern black widow is going to have red dots up the top as well as the hourglass. And southern widows, western widows, they're just solid black with the hourglass. They don't have the dots. But the males are going to keep this type of color right here. And again, they're always smaller. What a cool bug. 15 black widows retrieved today. Just crazy to think those folks have that many in and around their property. And they find them all the time. They call me and tell me if I want them. If I want them, they'll go find more. And in 3 days' time, they had 15 of them. Here is, I want to call that a male. I don't know yet, but I just flipped it up, and that's the color we got on it. So I'm taking advantage of it while we have all that amazing color right there. Gosh, I like these spiders. These spiders are just too cool. I can't get it in focus. There we go. These spiders are just too cool for me. Super, 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 super common. Way more so than people realize. Just because somebody hasn't seen one, they kind of assume they're not around, and that's, yeah, that is not the case. Oh, that is a male right there. I got the palps. So females are probably going to be few and far between. Right now, we're really late in the year. We're going into mid-October, almost. Second week October at this point. And the spiders are common, but I'm noticing that the females, I think, in a lot of cases have laid their eggs, and they're just kind of slowly dying off. So I don't find as many of the females this time of year, but boy, the males, needless to say, they don't give up. They know. And in this case, they got a bunch of them down there. Moving on. If I had to age this one real quick, just because of its size, I would probably put this one at 3 to 4 months minimum, because he's starting to get a little bigger, a little beefier. But he's not going to get much bigger than that. I might venture to say that's the biggest he's going to get. I don't see males getting much bigger than this. He's about the size of your pinky nail, maybe. Give you an idea how smallish she is. But now we're going to go take a look at a couple big girls. And there we have it. This particular one is a northern black widow. And we know that because of those spots going up the abdomen. The dimples in the abdomen, they all have that. I've seen that many times. So I have to believe that's a natural trait. But if you notice, there's a little bit of a red stripish almost going up the base of the abdomen. All the way to the top, red dots. And that indicates a northern black widow. If I can get her to move around a little bit. Back this off because this can go awry pretty quick. These guys move a little faster and they're going to be a little quicker to try. Let me see if I can bump her a little bit so I can get you a look at her hourglass. Okay, there's a good look right there. No big clumps on them peds. She got the little tiny, they're not even clumps. They're just like little grabbers, little claws on the end of the. And that helps with eating. They hold their food when they eat. This is a full-grown spider. Like, very full-grown. I'm going to see if I can tip this over just enough. Get you a look at the... Because they actually appreciate that. They don't like being exposed to sunlight, exposed to bright lights. They purposely tuck themselves in. So let me see if I can zoom in just perfect. There we go. There it is. Ha ha. Gotcha. The hourglass of a black widow spider. And again, they're not all, screaming bright red. Sometimes they're dark red, sometimes they're almost yellow. But that is as clear as it gets under these circumstances. Sometimes I get them on the pencil and I can roll them around that way and I can get you a good look. But we'll take what we get. I don't want to keep harassing these ladies. 100% cool. So happy. God, I love being me. Because, man, who else gets to do cool stuff like this? So she's in. There it is, a little bit smaller. If I had to age that first one, that biggest one that I just got done showing you, I would say she's probably close to a year. She might even be bigger than that, or older than that, because she's big. That's a big spider. Not quite the size of your thumbnail, but still biggest one of this batch, and average to large for what would be a mature black widow spider. You're going to notice I don't freehand black widows, and it's not that I think they'll bite me. I really don't think they would. If I got real careless with them, obviously they might bite me, but they don't want to. I'm not food, and as long as I'm not a threat, they don't care. They're not coming after me. They don't even know I exist. There's a great look at those peds on a female. You can even see the small hooks on the front where they use those to hold food. And again, the red dots going up the top. So that's definitely a northern widow as well. Geesh, beautiful spiders. I might have a weird addiction here. I'm not going to name these spiders, but I'll let you guys name these spiders. I got 2 adult females. And if you guys want to help me name these spiders, please do that. Do that in the comments and let me know what we should name these 2 female black widow spiders. They're northern widows. I don't know if that makes a difference to anybody in your name decisions, but I don't get into scientific names. I know the scientific name, but I don't get into that because my audience typically bores out if I start going all high tech on people. So I just keep things very simple, very layman's term for everybody. So we call these northern black widow spiders. Perfect. Look at that. What a neat bug. And again, we pulled and recovered 15 spiders at that house where they actually went out and collected these. They found one and then went and looked. When I told them I'd come and get it today, they decided they were going to go see what else they could find, and they found 14 more. So there you go. Crazy cool. All right, man. We're going to take you to that stage. So let's show you what I'm going to do to lock these down and get these ready for an exhibit. Okay, so we're kind of set here. I got the 2 containers. I'm going to put these 2 females into these 2 containers. They're going to end up going with me on programs and exhibits. That one will probably travel with me to programs. That one will be used for the static exhibits at some of the fall events and things coming up here. And just for what it's worth, just because I don't want to forget later. If you know that's upside down, no, I'm not dyslexic. But what it does is it sits like that. When I put it on a table, I flip that up so that people can see through the clear. They can see if the spider's way up here in the top, I want them to see. Whereas if the spider's buried under there, they can't see it. And I've learned the hard way to always make it viewable for everybody. So this will sit like this on the exhibit table where everybody can see everything. And sometimes I even spin it because they can tell it's a black widow spider. They know what a black widow is. Everybody kind of does. So the next thing I'm going to do, this goes in here, but we're going to trim this down a little bit. We need to make this fit in here. So I'm going to start trimming things and cutting things. We're going to give this spider a couple sticks that it can essentially build a web from. I don't go substrate. I don't put any substrate in any of this stuff. For the most part, spiders don't care. Black widows do like to make sort of a funnel down into the ground, sometimes underneath structure. But in case of these tubes, they're just happy building a web. I'll throw an occasional cricket in there or a moth off the front lights or whatever it is to keep them happy, keep them fed, and we'll go from there. So those are cut. These are trimmed down. I left a piece over here to also go in there. We're going to go, watch how hard this is. Whee, there. And then we go crisscross that through there, so that might even stand in there and give them a little more something, something. There we go. Perfect. Looking straight down on it. That's going to be the new home for the black widow. And now we take the black widow and this one we're going to drop in there. I'm going to leave the leaf and everything. So it all goes in just put this here so you can see a little better. I'm going to bring those leaves in and we're going to drop the leaves down in there. she will eventually collect those leaves and pull those leaves up in, and she'll create a nice big web up in here, and she's going to be really happy in there. And again, she'll pull the leaves up into here to sort of make her main web, her main domain is going to be her main layer, if you will. It's going to be right up in here. And that's when I flip it, then people will be able to see her in there. Even with those leaves there, she's still going to be visible once I flip it, because she's going to stay underneath all that stuff to get away from the direct light. Right now, she's just reacting to being in there. She'll adapt. Again, she does not know what a container is. She doesn't know what a house is. She doesn't know what a human is. So she's not one bit teeny weeny aware of anything that's really happening right now. She's just safe, and she is going to make a ton of people really, really happy when they get to see a black widow for the first time in her life. And I get to help people do that all the time. All right, let's move on to this next one, because this one's going to be just very easy, simple stuff. So this one I cut. Pieces went flying all over the kitchen because it didn't appreciate those scissors, but this goes in here. Look at that. That's gonna lay in there real nice. And just give it some more upright. Threw this in there. That's gonna be just about perfect. Another happy bug. So let's pull her out. And she is right there. Put her. And woohoo! All over the place. Let's see if we can get her to drop in. There she goes. And she is in. Put the other stuff in there with her. Outstanding. And she'll eventually, here in another 5 minutes or so, she'll relax. She'll come back up here. She'll meander around in there. She'll build her web. She'll create a lair. And then when I drop an occasional cricket in there, she'll be just happy. Super awesome. I have kept black widow adults for over a year, almost 2 years at one point. And I have a feeling that's because in captivity, they're not out in the cold weather, and they're not predators and parasites and everything else trying to get to them. Wasps and all those fun things that try to eat them. I've also kept juveniles. I've kept the immatures. I reared. That's where the video I'm creating is actually coming off of an egg sac that I allowed to hatch, because I normally don't do that either. And I let an egg sac hatch, and then I reared the babies all the way to adult. And we're going to get to see that video soonishly as well. Going to be a really cool vid. I think we're done. Guys, I hope you enjoy these videos. Not everybody gets to see black widow spiders. Not everyone knows the truth about black widow spiders. I love black widow spiders, man. Just another one of those cool bugs that the bug man gets to play with and gets to educate and inspire. And then I got cool people who find these things for me, which makes it really easy. That makes my job even easier. And I will take that day every day. And she's all over the place now. And just super, super neat bugs. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, dude. Hey, look, again, it is really, really angry out there. So, guys, stay safe. Let's all be kind. Okay? Take care, guys. Hey, man, if you like what you're seeing here, if you enjoy the videos, and if you're getting something out of this, that is awesome. That is what I do. Be sure you like and subscribe. Guys, we're monetized now, so you're helping me cover some gas money by doing so, and I really, really appreciate it, because I could not do this without you guys. Thanks.